Let's make it a good day.
Coming up today, she wasted no time at all. The Queen of Christmas is declaring the season has begun. All we want for Christmas is Mariah Carey. Then, what you gonna do with all that leftover Halloween candy? Well, our wine diva Leslie Miller has some Vino-inspired ideas. And how do you raise $100,000 for charity? That ain't a shadow. That thing's moving. During a pandemic with no in-person events, you turn the dial, the radio dial. Here we go.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what they say. Oh, yeah.
Happy Monday. It's a brand new week, a brand new month. Same two people. Welcome to the Jason Show, everybody. I'm Jace. Happy morning. Thanks for being here. Please welcome my sidekick sister from another mister. It's Miss Kendall. Good morning, Kendall.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good. It was a good Halloween.
Yeah,
right?
it was. It was.
Yeah.
You know, you can't complain.
No, and like we're all well rested because of the daylight savings.
I'm not, but
Oh.
that's fine. Yeah, I had
Okay.
a crazy. It was my best friend Jen's birthday.
Yeah.
I did too much, and
Too
I'm
much.
paying for it. I'm. There's a lot of spackle on the face today.
Spackle.
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 Yeah, I have a little just spackle. It's taking a
Sprinkling
lot
of
to hold this
spackle.
up today. Yeah, not feeling great, but you know what? The day's almost over. So,
fine.
and we're gonna have fun today because we have an audience. Let's say hello to our audience. We have Carol, we have Mary, and we have Jody. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
Carol, let me begin with you. Where are you joining us from?
I am in Cumming, Georgia.
What?
Wow.
I used to live in Eden Prairie up until 3 years ago. I lived 5 miles from the station. And so I watch every day down here.
Oh, well, thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. What's the weather like down there in Georgia this time of year?
It is freezing. It's 41 degrees. And I've become a southerner. I'm freezing.
Oh, I know. It's funny. It's going to be actually warmer up here today. So let's move to Mary. Hi, Mary. Where are you coming from?
I live in New Prague.
Okay. Well, I don't even need to ask about your weather. I know what your weather is. And then
Yeah.
finally, Jody. Hi, Jody.
Hi there.
Sweetie, where are you from?
Savage, Minnesota. Savage.
Okay, Savage, Minnesota, Savage. Well, they're going to be sticking around all hour, helping us out with the hot dish. It was a good Halloween, though. I mean, other than the fact that there's a pandemic and kids can't trick or treat like they used to. I didn't dress up. I just dressed up for our show.
Yeah.
And then when Oot and a Boot went to celebrate, like I said, my friend Jen's birthday. We went to several small towns. So if you were there, hello. We went to a rather unusual place to celebrate. That's a whole other story. But yeah, it's funny to meet people. And this guy, I got to tell you this, and this is election related. But this guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey." I said, "Hi." He goes, "I know who you are." I said, "Hi." He goes, "I'm going to tell you. I don't think you support who I support, but I still like you." And I was like, "Well, thank you, sir." He goes, "You're a good guy." I said, "Well, thanks." I'm like, "Thank you."
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. He was very nice. But I'm like, yeah, people can like each other just if they support other people. I didn't
Right.
know that was a thing.
I
But
know.
anyway.
I know. No, Halloween was fun. We did a little thing in my neighborhood. Our little street did something where you could put candy out in individual bags out on your front stoop, and then you were farther back. But a lot of kids came out and then got to parade in their costumes. And
Oh, nice.
I actually kind of preferred it to the doorbell ringing because we could actually sit there and kind of enjoy, and we had a fire and.
Well, I was in Anoka. Anoka is the Halloween capital of the world. I was there
Yes.
yesterday. And, this year was their 100th anniversary of their Halloween celebration, but they couldn't do it like normal, so they did like a drive-in thing. They worked really hard on it. And I just think, Anoka is one of those cities where if they closed down like their main street, and did like an ice bar and helped all those. I was just thinking this is an opportunity for a lot of city councils to reopen their little downtown areas and put little ice bars out there. And we're not going to stay indoors. We're Minnesotans.
We are. We'll layer up. We'll be fine.
Yeah. So anyway, happy anniversary to the good folks of Anoka. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. So we got to begin. We got to begin with sad news in Hollywood this morning. Acting legend Sean Connery, as you know, has died at 90 years old. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't believe he was 90. He had, I don't need to say this, he had quite a career. We know that. And it all started with just a few words. Look at this.
9 à la banque.
I need another 1,000.
I admire your courage, Miss...
Trench. Sylvia Trench. I admire your luck, Mr.
Bond. James Bond.
Yeah, Sean is the first actor to play Bond and served in the role for 7 movies. He was named the 3rd greatest hero in cinema history for that role. But that wasn't his only famous role. He was just getting started. In 1989, he joined Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where he played Harrison's father. That film went on to make, and I would argue it's probably the second best one of that series, went on to make nearly $500 million worldwide. I love it. Junior, he called, Junior.
Yes.
That was one of the most perfect roles for him. And in that same year, in 1989, People magazine named him the world's most sexiest man alive.
I'd say that
At
works.
his age, that was fantastic.
Yeah, it works.
I can't think of, well, I don't want to do the math. Minus, so you've been, what, 60? Yeah, 30, yeah, minus 30. I would have been 60 years old. He got the sexiest man alive. Not bad. No, he also won an Oscar for The Untouchables. His wife said he suffered from dementia toward the end of his life. Yeah, you didn't see much the last few years. He had a couple voiceover roles. He did a movie in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, I believe was his last on-screen role. But Hunt for Red October, remember that movie with Alec? Oh, my goodness.
I loved The Untouchables, too. I'm glad that you brought that one up. It's like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough.
He's perfect. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just, that movie, I need to rewatch that one. That's
Such a
one.
good one.
Next in the dish, scary news for one of the co-hosts of The Real and a contestant on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, Jeannie has been forced to leave the show after being diagnosed with a potentially life-threatening condition. Seriously, that can cause swelling and block airflow to the lungs. She confirmed to GMA that her doctors discovered the condition in her throat, and it requires immediate surgery. And attention, she had been a surprise standout this season. Dancing with the Stars say they are wishing Jeannie a full and speedy recovery. That's scary. But that show pushes these actors so hard that they have doctors on staff the whole time.
Right.
And everyone that's ever done it, when you interview them later, they always say it's the hardest thing they've done.
I can't even imagine. So dancing competitively.
Yeah, you're a dancer,
There's this,
yeah.
2-month period where you really focus in on what you're doing, right? And I would be so sore, and people would get injured all the time, and your brain just hurts. But these non-dancers to come in and do this, it would be a lot.
Oh yeah, I would die. I would literally probably just die.
Just follow.
I wouldn't be able to, yeah. But I would like to do that because I've said it before. I can't dance. I have horrible rhythm.
Everyone can dance. They just need someone to teach them how.
I'm literally Steve Martin in The Jerk. Mama, I got rhythm. I don't have rhythm. I know. So it's one of those stereotypes again. I just said it a couple weeks ago. All gay guys don't have rhythm. Seriously. Just saying. Bashing stereotypes here on The Jason Show. Next in the dish, Halloween is over, and Mariah Carey is already thinking about the best holiday in her opinion. Take a look.
It's time.
That's right, girl. She is ready. She is ready, and you better be ready too. In fairness, she did give some props to Thanksgiving a little bit. I mean, again, hashtag don't forget the pilgrims. Let them have their day. Let the turkeys have their day. Let the stuffing have the day. But I'm with her. We discussed this. Okay, I want to talk to you about this in a minute. Let's go to the audience. Carol, when do you typically decorate for the holidays, if you decorate at all?
Thanksgiving night and the day, anytime after Thanksgiving night.
Oh, okay. Mary, how about you?
Right around that time, sometimes the week before.
Okay, Jody?
Close to Thanksgiving.
Okay, now I have a question. Now you're going to lead us into this conversation that we had before the show started. When do you think it's okay to start listening to Christmas music? Jody?
Anytime now.
Oh, anytime now. Jody's ready, girl. Mary, you?
Yes. Bring it on.
I'm okay middle of November.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, Mary, you and I. Carol, how about you in Georgia?
Usually around Thanksgiving, then I quit for a while because it gets overwhelming, and then closer to Christmas again.
Atta girl. Yeah, you need a break. You need a break from Jingle Bells. So Kendall and I were talking about this. I said, look, we're gonna decorate probably next weekend. I want to get the stags out. I want to get the wreaths up. But Christmas music, no, not until Black Friday. No.
It's very specific about that.
Yeah, not until Black Friday.
I had a dance party to Christmas music on Halloween because it's 2020, so why not? Sassy.
Wait a minute. On Halloween, you had a Christmas music dance party.
Well, in my defense, the party was starting to die down. And by party, I mean like my parents came over. And so I turned on Christmas music and everybody was in a good mood. And then the party kept going. So.
Lots more to come, everybody. We'll be back right after this.
Grab the potholders. Another slice of hot dishes coming out of the oven. Next, your ex is your ex for a reason. Big drama between Megan Fox and Brian Austin Green. TMZ has the scoop. Then I'm sure you have 100 pieces of Halloween candy lying around. So what are you going to do with all of it? Pair it with wine, of course. Leslie Miller is back. And I'm taking you behind the scenes of one of the biggest and most creative charity events you ever did see. Our troops are advancing now on the Erndale farm, or here. The Jason Show will be right back.
But my Nana's a great, eccentric, wonderful person. I'll tell you a story. When she was 88 years old, she didn't like her driver's license photo. She was still driving at 88. That's not even the point of the story. She didn't like her driver's license photo. She thought it was unflattering. And I take her side in this. I also thought it was unflattering, mainly because it was a photo of an 88-year-old woman. So her plan was this. She was going to go to the Marblehead, Massachusetts DMV and tell them that she lost her license. So she went to the Marblehead, Mass DMV, and she said, I lost my license, and I need a new license and a new photo. And the guy there said, do you have any proof of ID? And she took out her license. So I walk her to her car. She's got like a brown-gray car. It's no brand. I think the government gave it to her. And we get to the car door, and she opens it, and she looks at me, and she says, you know, I used to be Carolyn Stanton, but now everyone says I'm John Mulaney's grandmother. Well, I want you to know that if I wasn't your grandmother, I wouldn't know who you are. Sorry. And then she drove off.
John Mulaney hosting SNL again over the weekend. And we find out Dave Chappelle will be hosting the show this coming Saturday, the post-election SNL. Welcome back to the show, everybody. I found out Bach, Minnesota, Kendall. Someone, Bach.
Okay.
Not Spock, Bach, Minnesota. That's where I was over the weekend. Good people there.
I like it.
Good people. You know, on Mondays, we get a special serving of hot dish all the way, not from Bach, but from Hollywood. Please give it up from his living room, Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
Hey, good morning, Jason. How are you?
Good. Did you have a good Halloween?
It was pretty low-key, obviously, compared to others, but got outside and saw a couple costumes and then called it a night.
That was it. Brad's like, I'm done. I saw 2 little pumpkins, I'm done. Hey, update on Lori Loughlin. Where is she?
Well, she has officially checked in for her prison sentence, Jason, and it's a 2-month sentence. A lot of people figured, okay, maybe she'll get out before the holidays, maybe early release, but we're told it's more than likely she's going to serve this thing out for the full 2 months. There is one kind of scapegoat, though, and that's, of course, a COVID outbreak in the facility. If that happens, we're told, look, her chances of getting out early will improve, but if they can keep everyone healthy and safe behind bars, she'll serve it out.
Next up, Megan Fox not happy with her ex, Brian Austin Green. Why?
She was really upset because Brian posted a photo over the weekend of him in his Halloween costume, but one of their children was in the photo too. Now, a little bit of background, they're kind of going through a nasty split right now, and Megan called him out, said, why is our child in this photo? You know, you're trying to kind of spin this narrative that I'm an absentee mother and you're the one always with the kids. There's no reason to have our kids included in this photo just for you to try and make it seem like you're this dad of the year type figure.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Did I miss one of your reports? I didn't know he was trying to spin that narrative about her. I mean, has he, Brad?
Yeah, at least that's what she thinks. And you know, I think a lot of people have kind of thought that Meghan is off with her new boyfriend, Machine Gun Kelly, all the time. And she said, look, I was just with our kids yesterday. I don't need to post it for this validation. So I don't know if maybe they had an agreement behind doors, Jason, or what, where they wouldn't put the kids on social media. But clearly this time it struck a chord with her.
It seems like someone's a little too defensive. A little too defensive about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Finally, Vanessa Bryant posted some photos, speaking of pics, of her family dressed up for Halloween. It's pretty touching.
It's so cute. You know, this is obviously their first Halloween without Kobe, and they're just a strong family unit. And she put up some really cute photos of, they did Star Wars costumes, and they also did Madeline, the character. So really cute seeing Vanessa and the daughters get into the holiday spirit, and some big smiles on their faces, too.
Brad, do you dress? I mean, a pandemic year aside, do you usually dress up? Are you one of those that, like, I don't love, I must admit, I don't love Halloween. Where do you come down on that?
You know, for work, it's a big deal when we're all in studio, and actually some people still dressed up for our Zoom taping. So I did for work. Haven't gone out trick-or-treating. I'm usually a last-minute costume if I got to go to a party or something, but it's a lot of fun for work, that's for sure. So I missed that this year.
Absolutely. Brad, have a good week. Thank you, my friend.
You too. Thanks, Jason.
TMZ on TV. Check your local listings and TMZ.com for more. You know, the Brian Austin Green thing, I don't know. I think he's a good dude. Our buddy Dax tells us. I don't think anything nefarious of him. And doesn't everybody post pictures of your kid in Halloween costumes? I don't think it's a I don't think by him doing that, it's a referendum on her parenting skills. I think he's posting a cute pic of his son.
Right, and his son's like kind of in it and kind of not. It's not like some weird state, not that stage photos are weird, but it's not like a specifically like, look at us trick-or-treating together. They're just kind of in costumes being goofy.
Yeah, I mean, because I could spin the dial right now. If I went on Instagram, I'm sure I would still find maybe 3-4 celebrities posting pictures with their kids in Halloween costumes.
I don't know.
You know, like there's Kim K. There's
Kim
let me
K.
go through. Yeah, there's
Kim
one
K.
more. There's Jeff with his puppet. Kid, but Jeff calls it a puppet. Anyway, there's a lady, you know, so executive producer Jeff doesn't have children. He has a little puppet that he speaks to. Next in the dish, speaking of Halloween, the celebs dressed up for their Graham friends. Sierra and her 6-year-old son went as Cardi B and Offset. Okay, you know what?
That's great.
That is really good. Lil Nas X also went as Cardi B. Or no, oh, that's Nicki Minaj. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read the script and follow this anyway. Look at that. There's Cardi B went as Scarlet Witch. Neil Patrick Harris and family went as the cast from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And then there's Lizzo. She went as the fly on Vice President Mike Pence's head. Those are good. Neil Patrick Harris, always. That's like the big, he's like Heidi Klum. It's the big thing.
Heidi, to be honest, I had no idea Heidi Klum was so into Halloween until this year.
Oh, really?
When I watched her big thing, and I was like, well, we tried to do that, but it just, the budget's not the same.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, she's been Miss Halloween since like the 90s.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I know, you were 4. I mean, it's fine. No, yeah, I mean.
But it looked cool.
It is. You know, better years than others. Yeah, let's talk to the audience. Carol, do you still dress up, or are you a big no on that one?
No.
Okay.
No, I didn't. Last time is when I was working. I went as June Cleaver, just wore pearls and an apron.
Oh, see, I like that. Now, see, that's creative. You can't find that at Party City. Mary, how about you? Are you a dress-up kind of girl?
Not really. Not a big costume person.
Yeah, I'm not either, unless it's just here for the show. And finally, Jody. Jody, do you dress up for the Halloween?
No, not my thing. I don't like to dress up.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, Kendall, you're shocked by that.
I know, I love Halloween.
Well, you can love it, but Jody.
No, but I really love the dressing up part, like a lot.
No, I find it, like I'll do it for our show and we have fun.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a pain.
What?
Yeah.
Too much work.
Thank you. Who said that? Someone is. Seriously, it is. No. I don't know.
Put the damper on my fun now.
Well, we still did it here on the show. No,
we wore pajamas.
Well, next year will be better. Hello, hashtag COVID. Yeah. Global pandemic.
Minor thing.
Sorry to ruin your fun. Next in the dish. Oh, no, he didn't. Just 1 month after his breakup with former bachelorette Becca from Prior Lake, Garrett went to a pumpkin patch with another woman. Garrett is going official with his new lady, a yoga instructor named Alex. Hey, girl. He wrote, picked a special pumpkin at the patch. Garrett and Becca were engaged for 2 years before splitting. Well, for her part, Becca posted on her story a picture quote that said, Sunday lesson. Be mindful of how you react to people when you feel disrespected. That's what we call a vague tweet. Insiders say political differences led to their eventual breakup. Yeah. I didn't like him from the beginning. Not because of his political leanings.
Right.
I just thought I didn't like him.
She just threw some shade, girl.
Well, no, that's like vague booking. That's not shade. Just, I would...
Vague booking?
That's vague booking, yeah. Yeah, that's totally vague booking. Just come out and say, I mean, look, I've vague booked before, but I'm just saying.
Never.
I might have done it a couple days ago, but I mean, but having said that, just come out and say.
Well, she's from Minnesota. We're very nice, passive-aggressive vague bookers, as you would say. Yeah, that's what we do.
Did you ever hear of vague booking?
I've never heard this. This is why I needed you to say it like 3 times.
It is education day here. You didn't know about Heidi Klum. I'm just teaching you all sorts of things.
I know. Okay, but we need to teach Garrett something. That's not how you hold a pumpkin. Everybody knows they break the stems that way. Doesn't everybody know that?
I don't know. How are you supposed to hold it?
You're supposed to hold it from the bottom. When you pick
Like
it up
a
by the
baby.
stem, the stems break. But
Oh.
See? Wrong. Very, very wrong. You got to hold it like, what's her name? Alex?
I find
Yoga
it.
Alex.
I find way more than his pumpkin holding offensive. More than that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He could have done. And now that Becca's not with him, we couldn't get Becca on the show for a while. She wouldn't. Now, Becca, will you come on the show?
Yeah.
And let's spend 20 minutes dogging on him.
Yeah, Prior Lake Becca, give us a call. Jason went to your town with a megaphone.
And Becca's mom Becca's mom's really sweet. I think she likes Ted.
Oh, everybody.
But then
America loves Ted.
America loves Ted. Thank you.
I love Becca too. Like, we need more Becca on The Bachelor, especially this season. Lord, give us hope.
Canada likes executive producer Jeff. That's right.
I'm sorry. The
Jeff
Canadians?
is huge with the Canadians. That's right.
Oh, cool.
That's right. We're keeping it North America no matter which way we go. Still ahead, I'll give you a recap of my radio station's very, very unique fundraiser. But next, do you have any Halloween candy left? Well, coming up in a minute, Leslie Miller has some ideas for what you can do with it. And yes, it involves wine. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Call us, Becca. Call us. We'll draw a mustache on it. Welcome back, everybody. Oh, well, some of you may have some candy left over from the weekend, and instead of just mindlessly eating it, like that, what if you classed it up just a little bit? Joining us to pair wine with candy, the wine diva, and the only person on earth that could pull off this segment, Leslie Miller from Amuse Wine. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Jason, and belated happy Halloween.
Belated happy Halloween. I do love it. I say behind the scenes, I'm like, Leslie could pair wine with anything. Roadkill, pork chops, anything. So candy, this is almost a tradition for us, Leslie.
It is. And I have switched up our candies. And of course, I switch up our wines because there's just so many wines in the world and there's so much Halloween candy out there.
Okay, so let's start. I'm liking the selections of the candies. So where should we begin?
We should start with, if you're going to go with one wine to kind of get you through all of your Halloween candies, it's going to be the Grape Moscato. Now, Moscato, unfortunately, sort of became that super sticky sweet wine that people were like, oh my gosh, it's too sweet, I can't go near it. but really true Italian Moscatos have this great little line of acidity to them. So if you're going to pick one that kind of goes with everything, inclusive of really sweet things like Butterfinger, or, you know, the really super sticky sweet candies, I'm going to go with Moscato.
Wow. Okay. Again, you surprised me on this one because of the sweet level. It doesn't get overpowering.
No, it doesn't. And the rule of thumb used to be that if you're going to pair a wine with like a dessert, it has to be 1 titch sweeter than what you actually have on your plate. And that's really hard to kind of balance and figure that out until you eat a ton of candy with wine. You literally have to sit down, Jace, with like 50 bottles of wine, all this candy, and in 30 minutes, you have the biggest bellyache ever until you really figure out what works.
We call those the adult belly aches. That's right. Yes. Okay. Do I see a Butterfinger there?
You do. So the Butterfinger and the Moscato, I think perfect pairing overall. Also, one of my favorite childhood candies is Kit Kat. Kit Kat and Zinfandel. And I know this sounds so wacky, but there's something about Kit Kat, which I have no idea what goes on inside of a Kit Kat outside of something waffly. That paired to a California Zinfandel will absolutely blow your mind.
Okay, why? Is it like just the balance of it?
It is the balance, but there's also kind of like this great berry flavor, like dark blackberries, cherries, strawberries, things like that you get from Zinfandel that kind of makes sense with like the light milk chocolate aspect of the Kit Kat.
Okay, because, you know, like Pretty Woman, when Julia's like, and they were drinking champagne, but it's like chocolate and strawberries, and it interacts well with the champagne. Does chocolate have a good interaction with chocolate in general? Wine with chocolate?
Actually, the whole chocolate and wine pairing is all fake news. It's total fake news.
What?
It is. There, you know, everybody's like, oh, chocolate and wine. You know, my thing is, if you like to eat it and you like to drink it together, then so be it. It's always going to make you happy. But in reality, chocolate and wine are really hard to pair together.
Are you looking in the camera right now and telling me that Julia Roberts lied to us in Pretty Woman?
You know what? No, she could do whatever she wanted. By the way, we'll always remember that scene.
Always.
And she will always win. She will always win.
Okay, is that candy corn? Please tell me not. Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Candy corn. I know it's the dreaded candy corn. But candy corn and Chardonnay, they're BFFs until the end of time. There is something so like mysteriously like fake butter creamy kind of going on with candy corn. And candy corn and Chardonnay, they love each other forever.
Oh, there's nothing like wax and Chardonnay together. It's fantastic. Do you really, Leslie, do you honestly like candy corn?
You know what? Yeah, maybe a couple of them here and there, but I like the old school pumpkins. Remember the pumpkins that were candy corn?
Yes.
Yeah, I love those so much more.
Okay, next. Oh, I think it's my favorite. Is that a Snickers?
Yes, Snickers, which I have found many amazing pairings to Snickers, but Snickers and Cabernet, really, really great. I think it's the peanut, it's the caramel. Again, you're bringing chocolate into this, you know, equation, but the caramel and the nuts together paired with Cabernet, because it's seen a little bit of barrel time, which kind of gives you that vanillin sort of caramel aspect to the wine itself, are probably one of the best pairings out there.
Yeah, that's my all-time favorite candy bar mixed with a great, okay, I may do that tonight for dinner. And finally, what's the last one?
The last one is Malbec and M&Ms, because you know you're going to get stuck with those little baby packet of M&Ms. And again, we're going back to chocolate, but you know, my theory here is that Malbec is the hot dog of grapes. It does actually go with a lot of things.
I'm sorry, wait. Sorry. What's the hot dog of grapes?
Malbec.
Why?
Because it goes with hot dogs, and it actually ends up going with almost everything on the planet. Malbec, it's really one of those really wacky, weird, most pairable grapes.
Hey, Jeff, can we book Leslie for the hot dog wine pairing segment for next month? That's right. Okay. Leslie, out of all of our pairing segments, I don't think you've ever pitched the hot dog pairing segment.
Really?
Yeah.
hot dog eating contest and then just have like 5 Malbecs all at once. So instead of using the water to wash it down, we just use the Malbec to wash it down.
Oh, okay. I can't think of anything. Just in general, just to put a button on this, in general, whether it's a sour cap or an M&M or whatever, you can find a wine that will match most candies. Am I right on that?
You can, but it is tough. I
Yeah.
mean, the beer people have also done this, and it is really tough. I mean, you do legit have to sit down with like 15 to 20 different beverages, all the candy, and put both things in your mouth at the same time. That's the hard part is you're like, oh, I really can't find the perfect aspect of it, but it works.
Well, we're not done with Leslie yet. When we come back, we're turning over our segment, Best Thing Ever, to our wine diva. What's on her list? You'll find out when we come back. Back in a moment, everyone. Welcome back. We're back with Leslie Miller from Amusé Wine, and it's time to turn Best Thing over to Leslie with her list of the best things ever. We've been doing this, we're going to be doing this all season long, going to our friends and asking them what are their favorite things, whether they're lotions, potions, places to go, places to eat. Now, Leslie, you have 3 good ones. The first one is the Alloy Wineworks. What is this?
Yeah, this is a canned wine. And you know that I love alternative packaging when it comes to wine, just because there's so many great producers putting amazing wine into other things outside of a bottle. This antipasto canned wine is 100% Sangiovese, and it turns out it's like the best tailgating wine. So if you're settling in to watch the rest of the season's football games, or you're literally just hanging outside and you're doing some grilling this fall, having that great canned wine is pretty perfect. It's like my favorite thing.
Well, and we've been following this, as you know, you and I on segments all the last few years. Canned wine is not to be laughed at anymore. It's really good.
It is really good. And that Sangiovese is absolutely delightful. It is Central Coast, California. The gentleman who makes it, his name is Andrew Jones. He's the king of can, and he's absolutely blowing people's minds with canned wine.
Okay, next, a face mask that you're loving.
Yes, I love the Slip face mask. So Slip, for quite a few years, they've been making these really beautiful silk pillowcases. They're really great for just feeling really good on your face at night. But they started making these face masks this year, and I cannot stop buying them. They feel so good. Actually, they are like one of those face masks too that you don't break out with. They're very soft. They cover your entire face. I love them, and they're machine washable as well. So I really dig them.
Do they breathe easy? Are they breathable, like light?
Yes. And it literally feels like you have kind of like a delightful little silk scarf sort of over your mouth. So I really, really like them.
Okay, honest moment. How many do you have?
I have 3.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. That's not bad. I have the reason I ask is, admittedly, I have a mask problem. If you look right by our front door, we have a mound of masks. I have a problem. Anyway, and finally, popcorn, but a very special popcorn.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of investigating of like small boutique, unique products. We're starting to send these products out now with our second company, Sip Better, and I discovered this popcorn. I'm obsessed with it. I have eaten all the popcorn out there because I really wanted to find something super unique. And I was just kind of digging around on the internet, and I found these guys Popped. They're out of Arizona. If you go to their website, they're artisan popcorn makers, and they have a wine collection kit. I'm telling you, this popcorn is going to blow your mind. There's a lemon poppy seed popcorn. It sounds disgusting, Jason, but it is so freaking good. I literally, when I tried all these flavors, I couldn't put them down. They're so good, and they're super unique.
What is it that I was going to ask you, because you know, I'm from near Chicago. We love Garrett's, you know, the Chicago mix and Candyland here. What is it? What is it? Is it the unique flavors? What makes this particular popcorn so good?
Well, I love that it's also more natural.
Oh,
It doesn't
yeah.
feel like, you know how sometimes when you have like the Candyland popcorn, which I love, you know, your fingers are literally the color of candy corn. And there's none of those saturated oils and things like that. So they're more of a natural popcorn maker. And the flavors are really different. They're not like anything else that I've had. So they don't taste like fake sugars. They actually taste like the ingredients that they're using. Their mesquite cheddar is also so good with wine.
Okay,
so
mesquite cheddar, and executive producer Jeff has had this, loves the lemon poppy seed. So, yeah.
So yeah.
Which, you're right, on paper it sounds gross. Lemon poppy seed popcorn.
It does, but it's so good. They also have I think it's like a rosemary caramel corn that is like, you need to just like draw a bath and eat an entire bag of this. Yeah.
So we have Alloy Wine Works, we have slip.com face masks, and popped artesian corn. Those are Leslie's best things ever. Thank you, sweetheart.
Thank you.
For more Leslie, go to amusewine.com. And like I said all season long, all of our friends are going to be stopping by giving you their best things ever. But next, a great event for a great cause. I'm going to recap My Talk 1071's War of the Worlds. That's kind of how I had to say it. Part of our annual Project Down and Dirty. Wait until you hear how much money we raised and what we had to do to raise it. That and more when we come back. Back in a moment. Jeff loves that popcorn, man.
Let's make it a good day. We do it our own way. Let's make it a good day. Oh, no matter what day.
Always my favorite part.
Oh, yeah.
Jake on the drums, a little hop. A little Jake hop. Do that every time. Oh. He doesn't. I'm not going to fall. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. So a lot of you know I do the radio show over there at My Talk 1071. We do, and if you've been watching our show, you hear me every October right around this time. I disappear, usually for a while, because they do a huge charity project over at My Talk called Project Down and Dirty. And it started, this is the 10th anniversary, it started, they made us live at the fair in a trailer and do dirty jobs for charity. And then it grew. That was successful. So then the next year, we lived inside an abandoned store at the Mall of America. Then we joined the military. Then we ran a restaurant. Then we put on a musical. Then we put on a rock show. Last year we did artwork. The year before that we did stand-up comedy. This year, because of the pandemic, obviously we couldn't do a big event like a rock show or a musical. So we thought we couldn't do it at all. Well, the bosses figured out a way to do it. On the exact anniversary of Orson Welles' famous broadcast of the War of the Worlds, which scared the crap out of the entire planet because the entire planet thought we were being invaded by Martians, we recreated the classic radio drama. Over the course of a week, we recorded our parts. The script was rewritten in a comedic tone by Jeffrey Hatcher, award-winning screenwriter who just wrote Helen Mirren's last movie. He rewrote it to put a spin on it and to kind of fit all of us. And we would go in, I would leave the Jason show and go into Hubbard and record my parts. And then the geniuses behind the scenes put it together, and it debuted on Friday night. People got to, if they chose to, $10 got you the secret link to the video. And then tonight at 7 p.m., you'll be able to listen to it as it's intended to be listened to on the radio. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But first, a little clip of the actual video. Now, this is a scene involving me. I'm in this scene. This is at the end of the show. Basically, the Martians have annihilated Fridley. Annihilated Fridley. And all of the characters from early in the show, we all think we're alone, but then we hear each other on like a CB. Now, my character is Lance. I'm a flight commander. And I look, you'll see. Here, take a watch.
Bombing Wing V-843 calling. Hello? Is there anyone on this frequency?
You hear that? A man! Quiet, you rummy.
This is Lieutenant Voigt, Army Air Corps Flight Commander.
So we did that, and that's Lori and Julia, who played two sisters at the Erindale farm who collect jars. And you can kind of take one guess of what's in those jars. But anyway, I have one more clip for you. and that is my buddy Dawn McClain. Dawn, you've seen on this show. She's a paranormal investigator. She's also the executive producer of Jason and Alexis in the Morning. She's the Jeff of the radio show. Dawn is also a screenwriter and an actress and can do a ton of voices. What you're getting ready to hear is Dawn playing the radio station manager who is none too happy to be turning over controls to the government. And here she is talking about the sponsors that she's thanking in the middle of this Martian invasion. Take it away.
We will return to regular commercial programming as soon as possible. This I assure our radio audience, and most particularly our sponsors, such as Gunkelman's Dairy, milk so rich you'd pay the price twice. Herden Burdenins, the department store where your grandmother still shops. And Big Bertha's Baked Beans. They're beans, they're big, and they taste like Bertha.
She's so good. I'm so proud. I told our executive producer, Jeff, Friday we watched it on camera, and then Saturday we drove up to the cabin. Colin and I listened to it on the radio, and I've done all 10 of these. I was so proud of my colleagues. They're so talented, and this is one of the best things we've ever created. It is so great. The script is good. Everybody just worked their butt off, and it's highly entertaining. I mean, if I do say so, it has nothing to do with me. I have a very small role. I'm Orson Welles. I introduce it, and then I play the flight commander. But I'm just so proud of my colleagues. They just knocked this out of the park. And the best part, we raised nearly $100,000 for COVID relief charities. The one that we worked for on my show is Little Brothers Friends of the Elderly, which connects senior citizens with companions, whether in person or right now on the phone. But our show alone raised $30,000 because of all of you. So it was just so much fun.
That's cool.
So great.
Do you think they'll ever re-release it and do more fundraising off of it?
Well, tonight, like I said, thank you for asking. I don't think we're going to charge anymore because tonight, if you turn to My Talk 107.1, if you're here in the Twin Cities, 107.1 FM, at 7 o'clock, they're going to broadcast it. So you can hear it the way really it's supposed to be heard.
Right.
So to my Talk family, I'm so proud of you. And to all of you that donated, thank you very much. Thank you. We're going to take a break, everyone. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. We're going to check back on our audience in just a minute. Had a question on our Facebook page. Out of all the 10 Project Down and Dirties, my least favorite. I think my favorite was comedy, the stand-up comedy at Mystic Lake. My least favorite, last year's Masterpiece, and I hated Rock Band. Oh, God.
I'm surprised. I would have thought you went with the whole
military.
The military.
You know what? I hated the military also. I should say, let me rephrase that. I don't want people clipping this out. But anyway, I didn't like the boot. It was called boot camp.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was hard, and I loved the challenge. It really pushed me way out of my comfort zone.
That's what I was thinking that you wouldn't like, but that makes sense that you would, though.
All kidding aside, I cried the last day because it really did. It pushed me way. I would never do anything like that, and I walked away. I already had admiration for the men and women of the military, but I walked out of that weekend with a greater sense of, and look, we got a teaspoon of what they, but yeah. So because of that, it was a life-changing kind of thing. Cool. You can stay connected with our show on social media. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for Jason Show TV. Thank you in advance for following us. So we're going to take a break. You can follow us after this commercial break. We'll say goodbye to our audience and much more after this. Wrapping up the show. Let's say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye to our friends Carol, Carol, and Daryl there. Better known as Carol, Mary, and Jody. Ladies, thank you so much for being here this afternoon, or what time is it? It's still morning, Jason. Thank you so much for hanging with us, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, don't forget, make sure you go listen tonight, or if you're by a radio, listen to the War of the Worlds tonight, ladies.
We will.
Well,
It's so good. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, people asked if it's going to be on demand. We don't know that yet. Like I said, I'm sure it will be at some point, but I do know this. It'll air tonight on My Talk 107.1. It's 107.1 on your radio dial. That's right. So
I sounded just like someone who does radio.
thank you.
Oh, you
I
should
did it,
look into that.
Well, you know, I should. You know what? I should look into that as a job.
Yeah, you should look into that.
Let me write that down.
Okay, yeah, please.
Get a radio job. There we go.
Great voice
I wrote
for
that
radio.
down. I'll do that tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow on the Jason Show, the wait is over. Get ready. Producer Ted has his first Hallmark Christmas movie review of the season. I mean, seriously. Forget the election. That's where it's at. No, all kidding aside, please, if you haven't voted yet, do not mail in your vote. Go drop it off in person, or you can see me tomorrow. I'm voting in person, but just go vote and go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.